So like I was saying, we do have this awesome toolbar now that we kind of created, and it's basically all the tools in Corel, but it's the tools that we use most often. And you know, it's going to make life easier where you don't have to actually go to the left-hand side here and click on your little arrow and then choose your specific tool you want to work with. We have right here we have our B-spline tool, we have our 2-point line tool, and our 3-point line curve tool that we use quite often when tracing a design. So we just made it very simple for you guys to just be able to click away, click your tool, and you're just going to start using it. You know, you can just go here and just start working with that particular tool. So it makes it really easy for you guys to kind of go in there, and it's going to save you a lot of time when tracing designs and working with different nodes and different design types. Hey Laverne, how are you today? Alright, so some of the cool different tools that we have here is we have our range tool, our simplified tools, we got our trim, our weld, all up here as well. We have our convert to curves. We have the envelope docker as well. So just a lot of different tools that are really going to make life easier when working with different features and tools in Corel Draw, just to make some cool looking designs. Just basically, you know, it's a collaboration between the Stone Wizard and Corel Draw. So let's go ahead and start with our main features of the wizard. So notice one of the biggest things that we did with the 2.09 is now you don't have to go into your tools, customization, and bring out the wizard and then click on the little icon and then drag it up to the top to the toolbar. It just basically, once you download it, it's set right there. So it's going to show up right on your workspace and you're ready to work with it. And one thing you can do, it does show up right here at the top, but let's just say you do want to move the toolbar. You can just go right click, and if you right click and hit lock toolbars, it's going to unlock that toolbar, and you can actually change this and basically drag it to wherever you need to put it. So if you want to put it at the bottom, you can do so. So you see that? Now you got your workspace at the bottom down here. So all you're doing is right clicking, unlocking the toolbar, and once you're done, you can lock the toolbars again, and now this toolbar is set there where you can use it whenever you need to. So I actually like working with the toolbar at the top, so I'm going to go ahead and move this up to the top here, and we're going to go ahead and just place it right here. So now there you go. You got your toolbar right at the top. So it's just basically, that's more of a preference. So, you know, wherever you want to work, wherever is easier for you guys to find these different types of tools, that's where you want to place that toolbar. So I'm going to go ahead here and lock my toolbar. So I'm going to go ahead and bring out my 2.09 wizard. And that's just going to pop right up. And the first thing obviously that pops that we've had a lot of questions about is how to change the size of the wizard. So that was one of the big things that we actually added to the 2.09. We had a lot of different concerns because of resolution on different computers. The screen might be smaller, so the wizard showed up too big. So what we actually did was create a zoom feature right here. And now you have from 85% to 200. So 200 obviously going to make the wizard a lot larger, and you're going to be able to read and see all the different features in there. Whereas if you go to 85, it's just going to make it a little smaller, you know, easier to work with the smaller screens. So that was one of the cool features that we added on there, just because we had a lot of recommendations and suggestions, people wanting to see, you know, be able to change the size of the actual wizard. So cool little feature there to help you guys out. Also, the next thing you all notice is obviously we have our color palette right here on the side. So these are our quick colors. Just make your life easier when working with different designs and different multicolor designs. So let's just say you have, let's just type out, well, let's just get ahead and get a circle here. And basically our quick features right here, all they're going to do is just change that color. So it makes it really easy to toggle through all the different colors. Now, we don't have all our colors here, but you can find those right here on the right-hand side. This is where you're going to find your full list of all the different types of colors. Now, let's say you want to go ahead and switch the copper and move the copper to the top of the list. Let's go to our Edit tab right here. So you have a little pencil, basically meaning to edit. So once you click on the Edit, you're going to be able to actually create your own colors. So let's just say you wanted that create the TRW, a TRW color, and then just basically enter your RGB. So if you know your RGB colors, you'll be able to change that color depending on what you want to work with. So now you had the almost like a lime green, bright green here. So you just hit Add, and now you notice that the TRW is all the way at the bottom. So now let's say you want to move the TRW all the way to the top of the list. All you have to do is, with your arrow key right here, you can just move it all the way to the top, and you'll see it making its way up the list right now. And basically what you're doing is just moving it up that palette list. So it's going to be a lot easier when in the future when you're trying to work with, if this is a color you commonly use, you'll be able to use it. It's right there, right in front of you, ready to go. So now when you bring the wizard back up, now we have the green right here. So again, because it's a color you're going to be using commonly, we're going to go ahead and select our color, and there it is. At the top of the list, it's at the top of the list here. so it goes even above the A's. So again, it just basically allows you to edit the color features a lot easier for you guys. With, obviously we don't know what colors you're going to be working with most often, so that makes it easy for you guys to kind of customize the colors in the wizard. Alright, the next tool, right next to the colors, you'll see where we have our stone sizes. So we have, right now it's preset for the SS6, 8s, 10s, 16, 20, 30s, and 34s. But of course, we understand that you guys might get stones from another company, or you guys might want to use a different size for the stones, which we also added another edit tab here. And it's the same thing, you can basically just edit the stone size to your taste, to whatever you guys are using. So same feature, you're just going to set your stone settings here, their fixed size, a variance, and then hit add, and that's going to create a new stone size for you. So again, just makes it very easy for you guys to edit the stone size, especially if you're using different size stones, and obviously if you're using different size, hole size for those stones. And then basically you just hit save, and again you can also move up and down on the list by your arrow keys there. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this. Alright, next thing we have is our quick resize tools right here. So this is 3 little boxes here. You'll see where it says 6, 10, 16s, and basically what it's going to allow you to do is resize the design with just a click of a button. So let's just say you have, let's just fill a square here. So we're going to go ahead and do just inside, we're going to do a hatch fill to the inside. And let's just say you want to resize this to 16s. We're going to hit our left trigger, and it's just going to resize that design to that particular size. So right now I actually chose, so let's just say you want to do 16s. So we got our 16s right here, and you see how it just resizes it back. And I believe actually that's not correct. I don't think that's 16s there. So if you hold shift and right click, you're able to actually change it. And notice how it actually says 16 there, but when I actually look at it, it's actually set for SS10 stones, which is why I was making the design SS10s. So it was just the caption was incorrect in there. So let's just say you want to change the caption back to 10, and now you know that that particular square right there is set to SS10 stones. So just hit save, and now that's correct. So let's just see what we have here. So hold shift, right click, and now you're able to change the settings. So notice how this one is caption 10, but we actually want to have it at 16. So you can change the number to 16 and then change the caption to 16 to correspond with that particular stone size. So now what we can do is highlight, hit resize, and it just resizes my design to 0.773, which is the size of an SS16 stone. So that's exactly what we wanted right there. So very cool feature, very easy to work with, and it's going to make your life easier when actually creating different size designs. So another feature we have up here, really easy to work with, is our select stone feature. So right here we have our find all the same size, we have find the same color, and find all the same size and color. So let's just say you have a 2-color design. So let's just say you have your baseball mound design here, and you want to just select different color stones. So let's go ahead and ungroup this, and let's just say you want to choose all of the black but nothing else. So what you can do is we're going to go here and select all the same color, and that's going to select all the black stones for you. You see that? So now you're able to move that part of the design out of the way. Same with the topaz here. Let's just say you want to just select all the topaz. We're going to go ahead and select the topaz, and that's going to do that for you. Alright, next thing we have is our replace stones. So right here we have our replace stones feature, and this basically, let's just say you have a design where, let's go ahead and bring that baseball mound back out here. Let's just say you have this design and you kind of shrink the stones down just a tad bit. So now these are 0.118. So what we can do is hit replace stones. The thing is, it's not going to resize the design. Resize the design is actually going to resize to the original size and make it SS10s. The replace stones is just going to keep it at the same size, but it's going to replace the stones to the correct size that you chose. So now we have 0.13 stones, 0.113 stones. See that? So another quick tool there to help you guys out when changing around the stone sizes in there. And of course you can expand it and now you can hit replace stones again. So notice how these are 0.192. Let's just say you want to make the design a little bit bigger and get those a little bit more space in between each stone. Then you're able to hit your replace stones, and it's going to do just change the stone size to the 0.13, but it's going to give you a lot more of a gap in between the actual holes. So that's one way to actually make the design bigger, but keep the stones at the SS10 just by expanding it and making more space between the actual stones. Does anybody have any questions? Again, we do have Doc Brown at another side over here answering all the questions for you guys. Make sure he's getting his pay done today, because we don't want him to be bored on the other side here. So make sure you guys ask as many questions as possible. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you guys have for us. Obviously, if it's relating to the basics of Corel Draw, I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. All right, guys? All right, so now we have our main feature tabs right here. So as you notice, we have our Magic Vinyl, we have our templates, we have our Magic Weed, Design Prep, Edit, Place and Fill, Mockups, and Export tabs right here. So these are going to be the tabs that you guys are going to use the most. You're going to use these to obviously manipulate the designs, to actually create the designs, to place and fill, to create your vinyl designs, your magic trap, all that you're going to be able to do with these tabs here. And we do have a question from Veronica. And Veronica says, where's another tutorial at for this? And now, Veronica, are you saying another tutorial for the actual features in the wizard? If so, we do have a video tutorial tab right here. So notice we have Stone Wizard. Now I'm going to go a little bit off track just to show you guys the video tutorials. Is usually something I show at the end of it, but I can show you guys right now if you guys don't mind. So what we have is a video tutorials tab up here. And this video tutorials tab is very, very useful tool, because it's going to allow you to learn the software at your own pace and kind of make that learning curve a lot easier for you guys. So let's just say we're at the Stone Wizard tab right now, right here. And we are at our place and fill, and you see islands, and you really just don't know what islands does. What you can do is go up to the top right after, so we got Stone Wizard, fonts, and video tutorials. You see that, Miranda? Right there. So once we click on that, notice it's the same layout as the one we have in our Stone Wizard tab. So once you see that, let's go to Place and Fill. Now you have this tab right here for the islands. All you have to do is click on the Islands tab, and it's going to take you to one of our YouTube video tutorials where it's going to show you how to utilize that feature in the wizard. So it makes it very easy for you guys to, like I said, kind of at your own pace learn the software. Of course, you always feel free more than to email us or shoot us a call, and we'll be more than happy to answer those questions and also show you the process as well. But you do have this video tutorial tab here to kind of better help you guys through the learning curve. All right, so we do have several questions coming in here. We have Sean says, can you show how to stone letters that are not TrueType font? I was trying to do a thick font and have no luck. Sean, actually, yeah, I can actually show you that when I'm doing the Hatchfield. No problem at all. I can definitely go through that real quick and show you how you would, create like say you have a bold font. I can definitely place some stones on there for you and kind of show you that as well. No problem at all. And then we also have a question from Christy, and says, question on the Magic Vinyl tab. Are we able to add custom colors to that? I use foils and would like to be able to have those in the tab as well. At the moment, Christy, we do not have that as an option, but feel free to shoot us an email with that suggestion, and I can run it by Matt and see what we can do as far as adding that in the future versions of the wizard. No problem at all. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and start with our Edit tab. So our Edit tab is very useful. This is one of the tabs that we use quite often, especially when working with TrueType fonts and different font types. Oh, we got another question here. Leslie say, I have Wizard 2.0, but my screen and functions do not look like that. Actually, Leslie, this is, if you notice, is a 2.09 right here. So this is actually the newest upgrade. So if you go into your previous orders where you purchased the Wizard, underneath that order, you'll see where it says the 2.09 upgrade. It's a free upgrade. Go ahead and download it, and you'll be able to see exactly what you're seeing here. And let me go ahead and stop Dropbox so it doesn't interfere with our webinar here. No problem, Leslie. All right, so text spacing. Text spacing is pretty cool here. You can do a lot of custom designs, a lot of custom names with the text spacing tools. So let's just type out, let's go ahead and do baseball. And let's just do, and now this is our font tab right here. So the font tab makes it very easy for you guys to kind of go in there and choose your fonts. And it's going to give you a preview here. You're going to be able to find fonts here. If you type in TRW, you'll see all our TRW fonts that we have created and installed in our wizard. So it makes it very easy to kind of toggle through different fonts, and you can actually see it. Whereas if you try to do a drop down here, it's going to block some of the wording off, and it's not going to look nearly as easy to understand or see the actual word there. So let's go ahead and select our baseball design here. We're going to go back to our Stone Wizard, and I'm going to hit my text spacing. And now notice how it gives you these little arrows here. So you can go down, you can go up, you can go to the side. So if I do text spacing to the side, notice how it just spreads the letters apart. You see that? So it makes it really cool. So if you're creating a custom kind of sport on the bottom. Let's just say you have LRHS at the top for your high school, and then baseball at the bottom. That's how you would create a design like that. So you would just expand it, or you can drag it back, and you can kind of work with it to make it look really cool. So just a cool little feature that's going to add a lot of pop to your design there. All right, another cool little feature we have is our copy selector, which I use quite often here. Just basically anything you're working with, you can copy it. You can do to the right, you can do to the bottom. So you can see that you can go up. So very cool little feature there just to help you copy some selected items there, and you can just toggle through, and especially if you're doing some vinyl designs and you want to just make multiple copies of it without having to right click or do any of that, you can just go ahead and just spread them out, and you can make as many as you want in a matter of seconds there. So very cool, very easy tool to work with there. All right, next tool we have is fill between two stones, which is a tool that not a lot of people know about, but it's very useful when actually working and editing those designs, pre-made designs already, or a design that you create and there's some spaces where you obviously need to fill with stones. The fill between two stones is a very useful tool for that. So let's just say, let's go ahead and drop some stones here. So let's use SS34 so you guys can see them a little easier. So let's just say you drop one there, and we'll drop another one there. And again, the drops one stone tool is pretty cool little feature there. Just always make sure to unclick it. Otherwise, you're going to be just creating stones everywhere on the page. So let's just say you have these two stones. Let's go ahead and select these two and just hit fill between two stones. And what it does, it just adds stones to that in between that area right there that was open and just fills it up. And notice how it's a perfect straight line. All depends on where those two stones originally are located. So another cool little feature there for you guys to kind of that not a lot of people know about. It is kind of a hidden feature in there, but it's a very useful tool. Let's actually go back here. And now we have our select all between two stones. Kind of the same concept where you have, let's just say you select these two right here. Oh, notice how actually I have not cleared the paths here. So let's go ahead and clear the paths. Now each stone is individual. So let's just say you have this selected and this stone selected, and you really want to select every stone in between, because right now, if you actually try to drag this out, you only have two stones selected. But you actually want to select everything in between, and you don't want to draw a line in between, or you want to, let's just say it's in a tough location, and you just need to select those two. Just hit select all between two, and it's going to select those stones for you, and now you're able to move those around. So another cool little feature, just going to help your life. It's going to make things easier for you guys. All right, next one is, let's see, two-color magic text. Two-color magic text is a really, really cool tool. I don't know if you guys have worked. Has anybody worked here with TrueType fonts before, with two-color, multicolor TrueType fonts before? All right, Jim says, yeah. No? Christy, no? Okay, well, perfect. Let me go ahead and show you how easy it is to work with those types of designs in the TRW Stone Wizard. No? Does the select between work if the line is not straight? It does, Laverne. It does work. It does definitely work if the line's not straight. Okay, perfect. So it looks like not a lot of you have actually worked with two-color TrueType fonts, which is interesting, but let's go ahead and show you guys here. So let's just say you have our brand new, let's just say we have our brand new fonts. By the way, guys, we do have these fonts I'm about to show you here. I don't know if you guys see them on our Facebook page, but our brand new basketball, football, soccer, baseball laces fonts will be on sale for 40% off. Today is the last day for that sale, so make sure you guys go on there and check them out, all right? Awesome, Laverne. I'm glad you enjoy them. All right, so it says, are you talking about the patterns so I can use to create words in brush? Yeah, Marina. So basically, a TrueType font allows you to basically type out your design, or excuse me, your custom name, custom logo, and it's going to allow you to, and now this only works with TrueType fonts, and only the letters. The numbers are a little bit different, but basically it allows you to add the second color to that font. It makes, again, just makes your life easier in customizing those different names and logos. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to type out, let's just type out football. And as you notice, we have our favorite fonts up here. And our favorite fonts just allows you to just do a one-click. You don't have to search through your whole library of fonts here. It just allows you to just click it once, and now you have your TRW basketball. But we actually want football. So now what we have here is right now we only have one part of the design selected. As you can tell, that's just the fill. We don't have the, that's the outline. We don't actually have the laces here filled yet. So we want to add a second color to this design. And we do have a lot of different questions coming in. Let's see. Reese says, can you show how to use the envelope feature and keep stone size consistent, board with straight text? Reese, that is more of a complex thing to do, but I can definitely show you what I can do. Give us a call or shoot us an email after those webinars over, and I'll be more than happy, or one of the guys in the call center will be more than happy to kind of show you the process, all right? Right now, I just want to keep it more to the basics. There is a lot of people in here that never worked with a wizard, so I want to make sure that we get all the basics down before we start confusing them with, you know, more of the complex designing part of the stone wizard, all right? But yeah, Reese, just shoot us an email. We'll be more than happy to show you that. All right, TrueType font Miranda. All right, the TrueType font Miranda is exactly what I just showed here. So I typed it out. You see the design's already created on here. Now all I have to do is add the second color, which is why we're going to use that the two-color magic text here. So all we're going to do, hit two-color magic, and now look how awesome that is. So it adds that second color for you. Now you have your two-color design ready to go. And we have another question from Sean. Is there a way to make your own fonts two-color with the button, or is it TRW? Now, as long as it's a TrueType font, you can definitely work with it, but it's not just the TRW fonts, Sean. If it's a TrueType font, it will work as long as, like I said, it's not a number. All right, so from here, two great things I want to show you. First is the fact that we have this font already created with the Magic Trap feature, which if you guys don't know what that is, the Magic Trap basically is an overlap that allows you to put two colors of, let's say, the glitter vinyl material in one design. So it's actually going to go directly. If you look underneath this, let's say this is black glitter. So let's just say we have our magic vinyl selected, and that's actually black glitter, and this is actually copper. In this case, it is not recommended to layer the glitter vinyls. So this allows you to actually put both colors directly on the garment, which is gonna exclude the whole process of, you know, you worrying about the design peeling after washing or anything like that, because both of the colors are directly on your garment. So very, very useful little feature, which I can actually show you next how to work with that Magic Trap feature as well. And it is different, Barbara. It is different than trim, and it's a little bit different because what we're doing is actually with the trimming, you're actually leaving some area in between where you can tell. Right now, the offset on this is about 0.02, so it makes it very, very little line in between the actual colors that you can barely even notice it, but it's going to make your job easier when actually pressing and actually creating the designs. And here's one way I want to show you now. Right now, we should only have two layers, but if I go to wireframe, what you'll notice is that extra layer in there, and that extra layer is what gives you that little bit overlap and that room for error. And that is actually the Magic Trap right there. So that's one way to always tell is if you go to wireframe and you can tell there's an extra layer in there that you shouldn't have, that's the Magic Trap. And that's when you know that design is good to go. So from here, you have football spelled out. All you have to do now is go to templates, and you would just, obviously, we have one thing to do before you actually create your templates here and send it to your cutter. Do you guys know what that is? Yep, exactly. So it looks like we know. Yep, there you go, Laverne. You first want to mirror it. So if you go to your Corel Draw up here, you have this cool little feature. It's just going to mirror the design for you, and now you're able to create your templates. So now the wizard knew to separate those two colors for you, and now you're able to send these two templates to your cutter. So very quick and easy tool there to separate those colors for you. All right. So next step is our Magic Trap, which you guys are already asking about. And we do have several questions coming in here. Margot says, does it matter which color we press first with a two-color trap? Basically, we want to do the color that actually stands out the most. So let's just say you wanted the outline to stand out. You would do obviously the first inside layer first, and then you would do the outline. And now, Marion, I'm not sure what font should I select to get the basic letters that are used. Not sure what you mean by that. See if let me see. Can you just specify that question a little bit more? And while she does that, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the Magic Trap feature. So let's just say you have TRW. TRW spelled out, and we want we'll use an impact font here. So what we want to do is let's add a second layer to this. So I'm going to go to my place and fill. And again, I'm going to get to this tab event here soon. But what I'm going to show you is how to create a contour line for this font. So it's going to be a contour line in vinyl, so you can create a cool two-color vinyl design. So I'm going to do one island to the outside. I'm not going to add stones here, but I'm going to do a contour, and that contour is just basically just the outline that you're going to create for it. So let's just say you do 0.14, and you see what island does for you. So it creates a nice little outline for you, and now you have to just fill that in. So we'll use our TRW color that we created earlier, and right-click. So notice, let me show you something here. Notice when you first create it, you have this kind of outline with around the border here. And to get rid of that, all you have to do is just select the color and right-click on our X right up here at the top. You see that? So just right-click it, and that gets rid of that outline right there. All right. Now notice how right now it is still a solid color behind it. What we want to do is create that magic trap, which is going to simplify it, and it's going to also create that overlap that we were talking about earlier. So if I go to my view and I go to my wireframe, it's still just 2 layers. So watch this. I'm going to go select, and I am going to go back to my edit tab and hit magic trap, and now look how cool this is. So it created the overlap for you. So now you have that extra layer in there, and that's going to make life easier for you. If I go back to my enhanced view, now you have the simplified as well. So this design is ready to cut. So right from there, you're able to just mirror it, create your templates, and you're golden. You're good to go. Now we do have a lot of questions coming in. Yep, and Tasha wants to know how to get rid of that line, and I can certainly show you that. So let's go back to our basic TRW. I'm going to go to my place and fill, and we're going to do one island fill to the outside. So notice this is the line right here I was talking about. Inside this line, this is still a solid design. So let's just change the color, but you still have that border line there. All you're going to do is select, I'm going to select my teal right here, my blue color, and I'm going to right-click. So I'm right-clicking on my X up here, or you can right-click on the color palette from Corel as well. So just right-click that, and that's going to get rid of that line for you. You guys see that? That help, Tasha? Awesome. No problem at all. All right, so from here, let's go ahead and move on to our next tab. So, let me go ahead and bring that back, actually. So now the next few tabs that we have down here are to front to back. What these do is basically allow the color that you want to be in front to come to the front, and the ones that you want in the back to go to the back. So let's just say you want the blue in the front. Let's go to front, and now that blue is in the front and the black one to the back. So if you want to do blue in the back and the black in the front, no problem. Go ahead and hit to back, and that's what changes that. So another quick little feature in there. Obviously, we all know that Corel has that feature, but because we put it there in the wizard, it just makes your life easier when you don't have to go up to the tabs up here and select to back, to front. You know, again, just making your life easier when creating designs. All right, next tool we have our Magic Sections tool. Magic Sections is a pretty cool tool here. Not a lot of people know how to work with it. But again, it's a very useful tool. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a couple squares here. And I'm just going to, actually, let me make another one here. So we're just going to create a couple squares, and I'm going to show you what the Magic Section is going to do. So right now we have several different, we have this option. When you're actually placing your stones, you have a couple different options here. So you have your Add Stone Selected Path, and you have a Corner Detect. But let me show you what these are actually going to do for you. So let's go back to our normal settings, and we're just going to do Add Stone Selected Path here. So that's going to be the first one. Notice how nasty the corners are here, not very even. There's a little bit mishap going on here. So not very clean design when you're just selecting the path right there. So let's just say you want to go ahead and create and select the corners. So we're going to go to Corner Detect, and I'm going to go ahead and hit Add Stone Selected Path. Now that makes it a little cleaner. You see that? But still in the intersections here, the stones are still touching, which we obviously don't want. So let's say you want to do the magic sections now. Watch how cool this is. So we're going to go back to our edit tab. We're going to hit Magic Sections, and it's going to do, the wizard's going to do his job here. And now what it does, it basically creates, see that? It kind of separates each section here, and that just is going to allow it to make it a much cleaner path when you're adding the stones to it. So let's go ahead and hit Add Stone Selected Path, and now look what happens. Now the intersections are perfect, the corners are perfect, and this design is ready to go. So makes the design look a lot cleaner. Nowhere as much editing if you do the magic sections and then do your Corner Detail, Add Stones and Paths. So that's what made this design look really cool right here. You see that there's no intersections where the stones are actually overlapping. So you know that the magic section did its job correctly. All right, so we have a couple questions here, Miranda. We're open from 9 o'clock Eastern Time to 5:30 Eastern Time, or PM, I'm sorry, PM. So, did anybody actually know about the magic section before? Has anybody actually used that feature before? Yes, no, no. Shh. No, yes, you showed me. Okay, perfect, awesome. Yes, Laverne, yes, actually, Laverne was at the show last week, excuse me, 2 weeks ago, and we actually figured out a way to actually make a cool looking design with this magic section feature, which was pretty cool to, and again, I mean, it's something that we are always learning. We're always finding ways to do different things, and I mean, she came up to our booth and had a question, and we kind of played around with it, and, you know, we found a really cool way to do what she was trying to accomplish with that magic section, so really cool feature there to help you guys out as well. Alright, so what we have down here now is some of our basic features. So we have our clear paths. So let's just say you create let's just say we have a square design here, and we place our stones to the inside. Oh, actually, it helps if you add the stones. So let's go ahead and add the stones. So what you see is this actually has paths in it. So that's how the stones are placed. So what happens is, if you send this to your cutter right now, it's going to cut right through all those circles because it has the paths. So what we created is a quick little feature here. I'm going to hit Shift and click my clear paths down here, and that gets rid of all those paths. So now you're able to go ahead and get this design cut out. So another cool little feature, real quick to work with, but it's very, very useful. And Denise, oh, thank you, Denise. Awesome, awesome. Denise said, I have 2 other Rhinestone softwares, and this outworks them by far. Awesome, Denise. Glad you're enjoying the software. All right, our next feature is our Magic Respace, which is probably one of the most useful, most powerful tools in this software. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring over I'm going to bring over 6 different, oh, there we go. So what I have here is several different S's here that, as you can tell, they're all kind of spread out unevenly. So what I'm going to do, right here we have all the same colors and all the same size. So I'm going to go highlight, and I'm going to hit my Magic Respace, and notice what that did is respaced it. So I'm going to hold Shift, clear pass, and now look at that. Perfectly respaced. All those stones are exactly where they need to be. And Renee said, do we need our computers? Oh, no, Renee, that was just, I was actually doing that on my computer. She actually just, basically she came up, she asked me if, you know, which way we can do this, and I kind of showed her right there on our display monitor exactly how to do it. If the only time you would need your computers is if we did, like one of those 6-hour seminars that we normally do before like we did this year. We did 3 of them. We did one in Houston, Denver, and St. Louis. So that's the only time we would request for you guys to bring your computers when we're doing those 6-hour-long seminars. All right. So now what we have here is, again, distorted looking design. All the stones are kind of all over the place, but we have SS10s and SS6s. And what I'm going to do here is I'm basically going to highlight my design, hit my Magic Respace, and notice how it respaces that as well. So it doesn't matter the size or how many, if you have 2 different sizes in there, you're able to still respace it just by the click of that Magic Respace button. And now another cool little thing, we have different sizes and different colors here. Not to worry. Let's go ahead and highlight our design, hit our Magic Respace, and there you go. You're all set. So it respaces it for you. See that? All right, we do have a lot of different questions over here. I know Doc is trying to help you guys out. And it says you have to hold Shift, make a clear path. Sean, the only time you hold Shift is if there's a pre-made path. So if it's, let's just say you have a heart that you create from Corel Draw, and you add the stones inside of it, the clear paths, if you just click on it, it's going to get rid of all those paths that it created. But the actual outline path of the heart that was originally there, that one you'll have to do Shift and then clear paths. And Veronica, actually, seminar season is done. We only have 2 shows left. Actually, we'll be at SGIA Vegas coming up at the end of October, and I believe that's booth 4420. So if you guys are in the Vegas area, make sure to stop by and say hi to us. We'll definitely be there. And then the last show of the year is going to be in Charlotte, which is the beginning of November. And of course, that would be it for this year. But we have a lot of cool things coming for next year. So you guys stay tuned. We got a new warehouse that we are just about to sign the lease on. So we're going to be able to do a lot more in-house training as well. I mean, which of you guys wouldn't love to come down to Florida and stay by the beach? I mean, who wouldn't, right? But we are planning on doing some different cool things here at the warehouse to help you guys. As you guys already know, education is huge for us, so we're here to help you guys out throughout the learning process. And yes, Kim, you always want to clear the paths. Otherwise, what's going to happen, notice here we have the path in between the stones. That's going to cut right through all those circles. And yes, Brian, just keep checking. And we'll also put, we'll also be adding, we'll definitely keep you guys updated on the Facebook page as well. And Christy says, what town is the new warehouse in? It's still in our hometown here in Bradenton, Florida, Christy. We wouldn't go anywhere else. All right. So now we have here, notice how we have created a line across all our stones here. Notice all the stones are kind of all over the place again. And basically what we did is just use our B-spline tool and created a path. So watch how cool this is. Again, this is all the same color. So I'm just going to go ahead and actually for this one, I'm going to select my path. And I'm going to hit the magic respace. So now that respaces it for you. Hit your clear paths. And now you're good to go. You see that? So instead of actually highlighting the whole design, what I did here was just actually select my path. So again, same color, different stone sizes, hit my respace, and now notice how they're all very close together. See that? Right now, that's not a good design. So what we actually want to do is we have our arrow keys here, and these arrow keys allows you to kind of go in there and subtract stones, or you can add stones, but basically you can subtract as many times as you can to make that design kind of spread out exactly how you want it to go. So from there, just highlight your design, here clear paths, and it clears that path for you. Same thing with this one. Just the same concept as the one above, just with our B-spline tool line created for it. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to hit respace, and there it is. Just release some of the stones, and you're good to go. So that's our magic respace tool, a very useful tool, especially when filling in different sections of a design where there's a big gap. You would use this magic respace to kind of get all those stones together and make that design look more professional and to give it more of that flow where rhinestones actually kind of fall together and look a lot better. All right. So moving on, now we have our, right here we have our mark top layer, mark bottom layer, and our merge overlaps. You always want to try and do the merge overlap because you never know how many times, if there's any stones that are touching or overlapping, and that's basically going to bring all those stones that are together kind of and bring them all into one. You also have here, you have your info, which is going to give you the stone count. So let's go back to, let's just say you have TRW. Oh. So let's just say we have TRW spelled out here. And let's just create a real quick true type font. Oh, not create, I'm sorry. We're just going to use a quick true type font here. And just go to edit. And we're going to go to color magic. And I'm just going to resize it. So now we have our our TRW design here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight my design and I'm going to hit info. And that's basically just going to run through the design, and it's going to give you the size. It's going to give you the total of the orange, and it's going to give you this total stone count as well. And now the reason it didn't give me the color of the black is because I did not have a color from the actual color palette selected. But if, let's say, if I did have one selected, now this should give me the actual stone count for both colors. So you see that? So you have 461 for the aqua and 327 for the orange. So if you don't have one of the colors selected, it's obviously not going to be able to read it. So that's how you would do the info. And then, of course, you have your save settings. And the save settings is going to allow you to basically, whatever you have in the wizard installed, it's going to save it for you. All right. Next is our place and fill. So let's just say you have this tab right here is basically going to be the one where you're going to be using to actually fill your designs and create your outlines and, create all the different types of hatch fill, island fill, offset fill. But let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and show you what islands does. So I went over it a little bit earlier, kind of just what an island fill would do. So let's go ahead and we'll type out, and for this one I'm going to actually help out Sean, and I'm going to show him how to do the hatch fill. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and type out TRW again, and I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. And let's say we're going to use an Arial Black font for this one. So we have Arial Black here. Oh, I don't know. Okay. So all that we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and highlight this. And let's just say you want to do, so before I showed you how to do just an outline of just with the vinyl. So what I want to do now is I'm actually going to do an island fill to the outside with stones, and I'm going to do the fill with stones as well. So that way I'm going to show Sean how to do the fill the design or the font. So we're going to do one island fill to the outside at 0.14. And I'm just going to add my stones. So hit my island fill here, and that's going to add the stones for me. So you see that? And now, see what happens if I highlight my design and I hit clear paths, it's going to just get rid of the paths that the stone wizard created. Let me go back, and if I hold shift and then clear paths, what it's going to do is get rid of all the paths in that design, so it's just going to leave me the outline. But that's not what we want in this case. What we want is just to do get rid of just the path that the wizard created. And now we're able to fill the stones inside this part of the design. So one thing we want to do is change the stone color, and I'm going to hit my inside fill, which we're trying to fill with the citrine color. I'm going to get rid of all my settings here. So just go back to 0. I'm going to do stones, and I'm going to do inside. So now what I want to do, instead of doing an island fill, I'm going to do a hash fill. And that's just going to go ahead and fill the inside of the design. You see that? So now you have your 2-color design here. I'm going to go to highlight. I'm going to hit shift and clear paths. And now you have your TRW cool looking design here with 2-color design. And if you see some spots here, you can actually go ahead and just fill these in. And the magic respace tool is also going to help you kind of clean up that part of the design. So now you're ready to just create your template. So highlight your design, go to your templates tab, hit create TRW templates, and now we have our 2 colors separated here, and this is what you would send to your cutter right here. So did that help there, Sean? Did that kind of make more sense on how to fill that inside of a block design without having to use a TrueType font? Awesome, awesome. And it looks like Debbie did have some great questions here. I'm glad it looks like Doc was able to help you out. Awesome, Debbie. All right, awesome, awesome. Well, now that I'm at the templates tab here, I can actually show you. So we have our Create TRW Magic templates, which are going to separate colors for you. We also have our overcut templates, which is not it's not the same thing as a 2+ magic cut. With a 2+ magic cut, it actually goes around the circle twice and then a quarter. So it gives you much of a cleaner cut, where the overcut would be used more for the more professional cutters, such as the Rollins or the Graphtex or the Jaguars, where it's basically going to create just one full circle and then it's going to go a quarter. So it's not going to go that full second time around. So it's going to give you a much quicker cut as well, but it's still going to be very clean. Whereas the 2 magic cut, you probably want to use more for like the silhouette cameo or the Expert 24. So I know that, and those are actually new additions to this to the actual 2.09. So if you have any older versions of the wizard, you will not see those overcut features in there. And yeah, Sean, I mean, in that case, you don't even have to convert it to curves. You saw all I did was just highlight my design and add the stones. So you didn't actually have to convert it to curves to do that. All right. So now we have our single line, break stones, clear stones. So let's show you what the single line does for you. And we also have videos, guys, showing you more specifics on how to do the fills and the island fills. But also we're actually in the process of creating a cheat sheet, which kind of lets you know the contour space and the spacing. Basically all the kind of fills in here just to make your life easier. So you guys, when you're first starting out, if you don't really know what contour spacing you should use, that's going to help you out as well. And no, Chris, I mean, you don't have to use it every time. That's just an option in there. I know the cameo also gives you the 2-cut rotation option. But basically, this just makes, if it's not cutting correctly, if there's a design that's not cutting correctly, then go ahead and use that feature. All right. So I'm going to bring in this cool cowboy hat we have here. So this is just a JPEG of a cowboy hat. And I'm going to go back to my edit. I'm just going to do a nice selected copy here to the side. And again, see that? I'm just using the copy just do a simple copy, just much easier than, clicking, right-clicking. Just makes life a little bit quicker and easier. So what I'm going to do, first, I'm just going to go ahead and hit left-click on the single line. And right now, Karen, there's no timetable for it. We're still working on it. It's a work in progress. But once we do have it ready to go, we'll definitely let you guys know via Facebook and send out an email and do the whole spiel with that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and hit single line. And what it's going to do is basically going to create a single line of this JPEG design. So it's going to trace it, and it's going to create that single line. And now we're able to actually stone it out. So let's go ahead and have our single line here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that outline that we don't want. And now what we have is our hat left over here. We have our hat left over here. And one thing you always want to do right here, we have our grouping boxes. So you can actually group it, and that way now you can actually move the box around without that little piece staying behind. So that's one way you can actually keep it all together. And then I'm going to get rid of that one. And what I'm going to do is add stones to this particular design. So if I add stones, now you have your hat with the rhinestones around it. Or if you don't want to go through that process, what you can do is right-click on the single line. And that's basically going to do everything I just did with this one, but in a matter of just click. So I'm not going to have to delete the old design. I'm not going to have to drag it out. It basically just adds the stones for you. and then you can just clear your path and you're ready to go. So very quick, very easy tool to use when tracing a simple design like this, especially if you're using maybe a font. So let's just say you're using, let's just say you're typing out TRW. Oh, actually, we'll use a better name. We'll just type out Rudy. So let's just say you have Rudy typed out. There's a very small font, so if you can't fill the stones in there, all you have to do, I'm going to right-click my single line, and it's going to convert this font right here into a single line font. Just made that a little large there, so it's probably going to take a little bit longer to run through the whole process. So see that? So now you have Rudy in a single line font. So really cool little feature. Another one of those features that not a lot of people use, but is very useful, especially if you're just wanting to create a single row font like this. And that, Leslie, is the single line. So let's just say you open your wizard, you go to your place and fill, it's right down here underneath the effects tab. So you have your single line right here. You see that? Perfect. I'm glad you like that, Laverne. Alright, so that's a single line right there. Again, right click adds the stones for you. Left click just basically creates the single line outline. Alright, so let's go ahead and bring our baseball. Now we're going to go ahead and get to our magic vinyl section here, which is going to obviously lead into the mock-ups, which is one of the best, if not the best feature of the wizard. So what this is basically we have created a whole list, a whole color chart of all the colors that we offer in the glitter vinyl, the holographic, fashion, and electric. And all this is basically going to make it easier for you guys to, once you're actually working with a customer, you're going to be able to create a design, add the true colors that you're going to be working with for that design, and you're going to be able to send it to your customer, and that way you don't have to actually ship out any materials, you don't have to cut out the design. This is going to cut all that out. It's going to save you time, it's going to save you money, but it's going to create a design on the t-shirt where you can send the proof sheet to your customer, and that way they can go ahead and accept or decline. So that way you don't have to actually cut out any materials, you don't have to send out any samples, and you don't have to explain to the customer, you don't have to say to them, oh, make believe this looks like this and this looks like this. No, they're going to be able to get that actual design on a t-shirt exactly the way they want it. So that way you, again, it's just going to cut that whole process of you creating and wasting the time actually making the design and shipping it out. It's just going to make life easier for you and your customer to make the process of creating that shirt a lot quicker. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in that baseball mom design here, and I'm actually going to incorporate some rhinestones, and I'm actually going to incorporate the awesome looking vinyl design, or excuse me, the baseball laces design that we just created. So first thing is first, I'm going to go ahead and create the numbers. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to put the baseball part of this design on the front of the t-shirt, and then I'm actually going to make the back. I'm going to put the last name on the back with the numbers with the baseball laces around it. So cool looking design on the back with using our the glitter vinyl, and then I'm not sure why I just typed out Vassallo. That was obviously a mistake there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm creating the last name on the back of the shirt, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the numbers to the bottom of the name, and then that's going to go on the back of the t-shirt. So while I do that, let me go ahead and get this set up for you guys here. So again, there's your two-color vinyl. Now again, before I mentioned that you can't do the two-color edit with the numbers, so what I'm going to do is do it where I'm going to actually copy it, and then I'm just going to type over it to add the second color for it. And if you guys have any questions on that, we do have several videos that shows you that process. So basically all I did is just use my copy selected feature, and I'm just going to type over it, and that's what's going to add the second color to that design. So now we have our awesome 23. I don't know how the Vassallo got in there, but we have that on there as well, and now I'm able to put that on the back of the t-shirt. And then another cool feature I want to show you with the baseball part before we do anything is our design prep feature. And I'll show you that here in a second once I get these colors correct. And now you see we're using our football leather here. So that really cool, realistic football leather look and feel. That's what we're going to put in the inside, and then we're going to use our white glitter vinyl on the outside. And again, you can see the glitter in there. You can see the actual football design in there. So it makes it really cool for you guys to kind of see, that exact look to that design. Alright, so I already changed the color here, but one real quick feature. So what I want to show you here is the baseball mom here. So let's just say you had another design. Let's just say you had this design, and we're just going to go ahead and copy it here. and it's the same exact design. Right now, if I clicked here and I did select the same color, notice it selects both of the designs, but I don't want that. What I want is just to select this one and change the colors for this particular design. So I'm going to go to Design Prep, and I'm going to do Process by Color. So if I do Process by Color, it's going to basically go through all these different, all just that design, and it's going to go through those colors. So now I can go ahead and change that to whatever color I want. So let's go ahead and make that, we're going to make that crystal, and then hit Process by Color again, which is going to bring me the second color, and we're going to go ahead and choose Red Cyan, and then Process by Color, and then we're going to go ahead and use that. We're going to go and use Topaz for the back. So now we have our design ready to go. But notice how this one is still unchanged. This is exactly how it was when we copied it. So it makes it a lot easier to flop, like kind of switch through the colors for this design without having to change any other design in your workspace area. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and create the mock-up. So we have our front design here and we have our back design here. So I'm going to highlight my design. So whatever you're going to put on the front of the shirt is what you're going to highlight. So I'm going to highlight the front of I'm going to highlight the baseball mom part of the design, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit Simile Stone, Stone Detail. And now if you go down here to where it says Mockup with Product, I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to just scroll down and choose my, let's see, proof. We'll do a proof sheet with the front and back. So we're going to go ahead and select our proof, and then right here we'll change the description to baseball. Oh, looks like I got baseball mom V for Vassallo. And then also we have our options here to actually edit your watermark and your logo. So you have a preset setting there. You can just click on it, and it's going to come up with your logo, your watermark, and the description that you wish to use for that particular design. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and create our mock-up. So let's go back to proof, front and back. I'm going to do, oh, looks like, all right, and then we're going to simulate stones and add stone detail. So now we have our different options down here. So you'll notice we have a few different options. We have our women's tank top, we have our women's burnout, women's dry fit. So different types of shirt styles here. We have our men's. We also have our youth, accessories, custom, which the custom is great because it allows you to actually create your own mock-up. Now, you won't be able to change the color of the shirt when you're creating those mock-ups, but you are going to be able to install, say you want to put a hat in there. You can actually take a picture of a hat, trace it, and we actually have a video that shows you the process on how to install it into the wizard. So in that case, all you would have to do is just click the one, and it's going to create that mock-up for you. One cool thing we did with the 2.09 is actually added a few more boxes here for you guys just to make the custom section a little bit larger, and it allows you guys to add more custom mock-ups to that part of the design. All right. So now what we can do, I'm going to highlight my design here. So we have all our colors selected. I'm going to go to my mock-ups. We're going to go back to women's, and I'm going to select my scoop neck front. So what the wizard's going to do is going to run through the rhinestone design. It's going to run through the vinyl part of the design. It's going to put the vinyl on the back, and it's going to put the baseball mom on the front. So you see how cool that is? Very proportionate there. So it's exactly how it's going to look on the t-shirt. Now, obviously, we're using crystal stones. So let's say you want to change the color of the back of the shirt. All you have to do is go here and you can go and change any color you would like here. You can change it to green, blue, and you can see right here, you get the realistic wrinkles in the t-shirt as well. Now that's obviously, we actually created the mock-ups custom. Matt actually took pictures of his wife wearing these particular shirts. So this is actually a custom mock-up. Nobody else is going to have these kind of mock-ups. So we're able to actually go ahead and create a more of a realistic feel. Cool feature is you can zoom in. You can tell that the stones, because we hit simulate stones here, it looks like we have actual rhinestones for the design. So we have our topaz, we have our crystal, we have a red cyan. Looks really cool. You don't have to tell your customer, pretend this is going to look like this or pretend it's going to look like that. It's actually exactly how the design is going to look. Notice on the back we have our Vassallo. Again, let's go ahead and change that to the blue. Now you have your Vassallo with 23 on the back. And now that's a custom part of the design. Obviously you can add a little bit more to the shirt because now this is unique to that particular parent. So you have that cool looking back design with vinyl, and you have the baseball mom in the front. Gives you the size, the stone count, and if you zoom into the description page here, we have our actual stone count with each individual colors. Another cool thing is we have also our proof sheet. The proof sheet basically is kind of your what you're sending your customer. with the price code quantity. It's going to be allow the customers to see that part of the design, agree with the design, add the what the shirt color is going to be, the size, and all of this is actually up to you. I mean, you can actually change anything you see in here. You can actually edit. So let's just say you want to change that this quote is good for 7 days. You can change that to whatever you need it to be. Bunch of mumbo jumbo there. But you can basically edit that to whatever you guys are doing as far as your business's policies are. But you can also change it forever if you go into the settings, and we actually have a video that shows you kind of how to go into the settings and change the right here the policies, or the all your artwork approval, any of the turnaround time down here. You can change any of that to what you guys work with by going to those settings and actually watching that video on showing you exactly how to edit that. So that way every time you click your mock-up proof, it's going to come up exactly how your business strategy is. And we do have a lot of questions coming in. And we have, how many users can you have with the purchase of the software, Denise? Denise, you actually get 2 licenses. So Corel gives you 2 licenses. We give you 2 licenses. So you're able to actually put it on your you're actually able to put it in your laptop, desktop, whatever you guys want to work. Your Surface, you can actually put it on 2 different computers. All right, so now let's just say this is ready to go. So you like the way it looks. Let's highlight our design, and we're going to go to our Export tab. The export basically allows you to export the CDR, EPS, SVG. Obviously, we know that you can go file, export, but this just makes it quicker for you guys. So now you're able to send the PNG file to your customer. Go ahead and hit export. And it's going to take you to your feature here, and it's just basically save your file, and you're able to email it to your customer. So very, very quick, very easy to work that export feature. As you notice, we also have Export Gem Master here. I don't know if many of you use the CAMS machine, but basically what we created is this export feature, which now you don't have to export the AI file, bring it in. Now this is just going to export it as a Gem Master file for you guys to bring into your placing machine. And I do have a question, Deanna Bowden. I lost connection a few minutes halfway through. Will I be able to watch this again at a later time? Yes, we will have. We are actually recording this, Deanna. And the true type fonts for today are these right here. So the basketball laces. Let me see if I can actually get this up for you guys here. Let me see if I can get the. Bear with me here. Not being able to get this. Oh, I know why. Alright, so what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to bring this page in here. And I'm going to show you the fonts. So the fonts are actually. Alright, so right here. Oh, that's pretty sweet right there. I didn't even know this was here. But actually it shows you all the different fonts here. So these all are going to be 40% off just for today is the last day for these fonts, alright? So you can actually go to our deals page and find those in there. So you got the baseball, the football, the soccer, the basketball, and the volleyball. So really cool font there, the ones that we actually use for the numbers on the back of the shirt. So those are the ones that are on sale for 40% off until the end of the day today. Will the software work better with Corel X6? I have X7. Honestly, it works great with X7 as well. Renee, we actually were ahead of the curve and created where it was going to be compatible with the X7 before X7 even came out. So it works both great either way, I prefer using X6 just because I'm more comfortable using X6, but I also have X7 on my other computer, and it works great with X7 as well. So you can use either or. That's no problem at all. All right. So now what we have is also our send to cutter. So let's just say you have the Cameo software, and you have the Designer Edition. All you have to do is basically click on your Cameo once you have your design created. So let's just say you have this design created here. And you have it all split apart. So templates, we have a create TRW. So let's just say you want to send all these templates here to your Cameo. Just go ahead and click export Cameo and then hit send to cutter, which is going to send it right to your cutter. And I just noticed that we ran about 9 minutes past, but obviously we had a little bit of technical difficulty in the beginning. So I hope you guys don't mind us going a little bit over. The GCC Bengal. And Sean, what software do you use for that? Are you using the, because we do have a feature right here for the GCC cutters. Oh, great question, Veronica. Veronica wanted to know if I did. Yes, Sean, you can export it to the Great Cut. All right, and Veronica wants to know if I did the 30-day free trial, how much support will I get to help me out? Well, Veronica, the great thing is this is our software, and we're very proud, and we have a lot of pride in our software. And even if you're doing this in the 30-day trial, feel free to give us a call, email us. We'll be more than happy to kind of show you the process and show you how the software works. I mean, 30-day free or not, we're still here to help you guys and help your business. So even after the 30 days, you don't feel that's the right software for you, that's still be it. But we did everything we could to make you a believer. So yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely support you as much as we can for that 30-day free trial as well. All right, so we have a lot of different questions coming in here. We have, thanks, and will the Connect work with X7? Actually, great question, Renee. Actually, I tested it out yesterday. The Connect does work now with X7, so you are able to go and work with the X7 directly from Corel Draw X7. Does the graphic button work with older versions of the cutter? Margot, just depending on the software that you're using. It just depends on which cutting software you're using with the GraphTech. Do I need Corel Draw in addition to the Stone Wizard? Yes, Bill, you do need Corel Draw. The Wizard is a macro, so it's actually a plugin for Corel Draw. So as long as you have X5, X6, and X7, you will be able to work with the Stone Wizard. And Gabrielle says, do you make these into the individual templates and send to Silhouette cutters separately? For a bigger design, you will. You will just want to create, maybe send one template at a time. Designer Edition only allows you to bring in such a different size design. So if it's too large of a design, it's not going to be able to bring it in. It's going to almost resize it for you. So in that case, you would just want to bring in each individual template and cut it out that way. The tutorials are still in the trial version. Yeah, Laverne, the trial version is, I mean, honestly, it is the full version. So the only difference between the trial and the paid version is that the trial expires after 30 days. That's the only difference. Other than that, we're not cheating. You guys are getting exactly what you're seeing here that I'm showing you guys. Exactly what you're seeing here is what you guys are going to receive for that 30-day trial. All right, you mentioned Design Edition. What would you need to use Design Edition for if you have Silhouette Cameo? Well, the Designer Edition, basically what happens is with the software that the actual Silhouette comes with, it's Silhouette Studio, which doesn't allow you to bring any other file types in other than the Silhouette files. So what the Designer Edition does is actually allows you to bring in the SVG files. The SVG files is what we actually offer with our templates. So let's just say you buy a file from us, you're gonna get the EPS, CDR, the mockup, and the SVG. So you're going to be able to bring those SVG files into your Designer Edition to cut that design out. So otherwise, you would need the Connect and Corel to be able to cut your designs, outside designs that aren't sold from Silhouette America directly. All right. Oh, sorry, Laverne. Thank you. Yeah, Laverne was actually trying to answer the question previously about the trial version. I don't think she can actually see your answers, Laverne, but I'm glad that you said it so I can actually say it out loud. Marcia, usually it's about 24 hours to get you that Connect code, but if it's during the day and we're here at the office, we'll get it to you as quick as possible. Mike says, can the trial version be extended to 60 days if you're still unsure of the purchase? Mike, shoot us an email. I might be able to help you out with something like that, all right? Let me know. Can you purchase additional users, or do you have to purchase another software unit? Denise, we sell just one license as well, but that's something you actually have to call in, and we'll take care of you for that, all right? And we'll give you the price and everything when you call into the office. Says, I don't have the Stone Wizard yet. Can I purchase a sports lace fonts today since they're on sale right now? Actually, Leslie, do you have any kind of software at home? If you do, let's just say if you have the Designer Edition, you can actually use that font with the Designer Edition as well. You don't necessarily need the Stone Wizard to work with the TrueType fonts. And again, we do have several videos showing how to work with TrueType fonts and different softwares as well to make your life a little bit easier. But you'll notice that it's not as simple as just a one-click away. You actually have to do what we did with the numbers, where you actually copied it and retyped over it. So it's just an extra step when you're actually not working with the wizard. All right, and Deanna said, I just purchased the X6 about 3 weeks ago. Is it possible to exchange it for X7? You don't have to answer that out loud. Nah, Deanna, actually just, did you purchase the X6 from us? And if so, if you did purchase it, just shoot us an email. Obviously, right now, I'd have to talk to my, I would talk to see what I can do about possible exchange. But yeah, just go ahead and shoot me an email, or shoot us an email at info@rhinestoneworld.com, and I'll have Mike, which is looks over the Corel Draw CDs. I'll have him kind of go in there and figure out, a good answer for that question. All right. All right, well, I hope everybody found this webinar useful, and I hope you guys learned a lot. As you guys know, here at the Rhinestone World, we are all about education, and we want to help you guys out. So as long as you guys found anything and found anything useful in this webinar, and hopefully you learned a lot as well, then our job here is done today. Now we do the fonts again, Renee, are the ones that are. Laverne, thank you so much. She said Rudy's awesome. The fonts that are on 40% sale are the ones that are like I said, here I'll bring that page back up here. So it's these right here. So if I scroll down, so here's the basketball, here's the soccer. These are 40% off. So all you have to do is just once you click on the link here, and it's going to take you actually to our deals right here, our fonts right here, and basically these are all in there ready for you to purchase, as well as some other really cool fonts like the chevron fonts. We got a distress font here, but these four right here are the ones that are on sale for 40% off today. All right, we do have a lot more questions coming in. Do I have to do anything special to load the update? Leslie, as long as you have the 2.08, you should be good. Just go in your orders, download the 2.09, and you're ready to go. All right, love TRW. I just purchased a cameo. Can I return it and return it for the larger cutter? Marcy, again, just shoot us an email. That's not something I can answer for you right now, but definitely shoot us an email. I'll be more than happy to, or one of the guys will be more than happy to assist you with that, all right? Quick question. When I watch the training videos, Matt has a key that snaps a design back in place once it's separated. Oh, okay, I can answer that for you real quick, Mike. So let me see if I'm getting this question correctly. So basically, if you have these templates right here, you just want to make it all, put it back to one. Is that what you're saying? All right, so let's just say you have, first you want to do is you're going to want to first change every color, and I'm going to group it. So I'm going to change each template, I'm going to change the color of it. So I'm going to go ahead and make this all yellow, and I'm going to group it, and then I'm going to group my bats, and I'm going to make this blue and group that. So now what we have is 3 separate grouped items here. So now what I want to do is just basically select all these. So I'm going to select all 3 of them, and I'm going to hit P, and that's going to bring them all together. You see that? So now you have all 3 templates here. All you have to do now is highlight, hit ungroup all, and now just start deleting the actual background. So you'll see if I delete the background, now you have your actual full design ready to go there. Is that kind of what you're looking for? Hey Mike, just give me a call after this, and I'll kind of work with you, or one of the guys like I said, in the call center will be able to help you. No problem at all, Mike. That's what we're here for. We're here to help. Just it's a little bit, I'm trying to kind of understand the question a little bit better when you have a word, TRW. Yeah, go ahead. And I think also what he does is actually. I think what he actually does is does the Control Z where let's say he moves it down and then he hits Control Z and then it brings it back. So let's just say you have, like you said, let's do this real quick before, I know we're over time, but let's go ahead. And you're saying maybe the 2-color magic, and then you move it down like this and then it goes right back to place like that? Yeah, that's all he's doing is using, alright, so that's actually a great question, Mike. All of that is just going back a step. So instead of hitting your redo arrow right here, the undo arrow, all you have to do is hit Control Z as in zebra, and that's what's going to actually do that for you. So let's just say you put this over here, and just to show that, just hold Control, hit Z, and that does it for you. See that? So that's all it is. And GemMaster, Christy, GemMaster is actually the software. So if you're using GemMaster software, then yes, it will. Otherwise, you would have to do it the other way where you're actually exporting the file. No problem at all, Mike. Glad I could help. Yeah, you don't want to line up manually. That could be a pain in the butt, and the design might not come out as well later on. But yeah, Control Z, which is basically just undoing what you just did. All right, guys. Well, hopefully you guys learned a lot today. Definitely had a great time. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to give us a call at the office or shoot us an email, Facebook, whatever you need to do to get a hold of us. We're here to help you guys out. As always, I'm Rudy. Everybody say thank you to Doc Brown over here on the backside answering all the questions. 941-755-1696. If you have any questions at all, this is Rudy from the Rhinestone World. Everybody have a great day.